Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Sri Shukadeva Goswami says to King Parikshit, "Oh Parikshit, when King Rahugana, the king of Sauvira, Sindhu Desa, realized that today he is one of the carriers, is not an ordinary person. He is a pure devotee. Therefore, he exited from his palanquin, but specifically exited when they were carrying the palanquin. He could not say stop because saying stop is also an order. So he could not say that because he did not want to order a pure devotee. So while palanquin was moving still, he jumped out because he could not say stop, because saying such a word would become an order. Ordering a pure devotee in some way is an offense. And came in front of Jad Bharat, that Brahmana, and paid his obeisances and begged pardon. Just imagine a king begging pardon from a Brahmin who was used as a carrier. How humble he became. We claim to be devotees. So great. We are born in a great nation. We are born in a great dynasty. We are very rich. We are academically well educated. All these ego. Do not let one become self-realized. Rahugana begged pardon because he was very intelligent. He knew scriptures. Therefore, very wise. He could recognize who is a real devotee. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, there are many people who see a devotee, they immediately suspect him, think he's lazy, he's incapable to do anything. That's why he has become a sadhu. All this way they think. Suspecting a sadhu. If he's real sadhu, it's an offense. But in Kali Yuga, Sudraha pratigrihishyanti tapo veshopi jivinaha dharmam bhakshanti adharmagya adhirvayanti tamasan. We have quoted this verse in our Guru book, Guru Nirnaya Deepika. You can read that there. Explanation in the translation. Kaliyugi people do not respect sufficiently a sadhu. Even if they read scripture, still they do not have sufficient faith, sufficient humility to follow a sadhu. Moreover, the sadhus are also fake. They make a big show. They have no devotion at the heart. They are not, background is not good. They take tea, coffee, or whatnot. Secretly do meat eating. I have seen my own godbrother sleeping in the same big, huge bed in the hotel. Where was it? I forget. I think it was Singapore. My own godbrother. He, big GBC. He got up and ate salad with eggs in it. Secretary told me. He did everything nonsense. Just imagine. Same room, same bed. GBC, big GBC. I'm a Swāmī, he is Swāmī. We two sleep. Servant sleeps down there. Assistant. Down on the floor. That's happened. So we don't know who is a real sadhu. But King Rahugana, he had discerning power, the great intelligence. He could immediately recognize who that Jada Bharat is a real sadhu. That's why he fell on his feet and begged pardon. We should do that. If we are lucky, if we have done good karma in our past life, we will certainly obtain a real sadhu, and we must behave in that way. So what King Rahugana did, he took out his soft seat from his palanquin and some pillows and put them under a tree by himself. He did it. He had servants. Remember this. We should use servants, but we should do ourselves. Doesn't matter how great materially we are situated. We should do our own service. I am a guru. I also clean the temple. Not just get all the devotees do service. I also cook my food. I also feed my cooking to my devotees. Because I am a big leader, GVC, I am guru, I am a Swāmī, I am a great person, I don't need to let the servants do everything. No, king himself lifted those things and put under a tree and humbly welcomed the saint Jada Bharat and put him on the seat. That is the procedure one must follow. And asked questions about the soul and supreme soul and their connection. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena shevaya, humbly asked, not challenge. One should be very humble. Sometimes Guru tests the disciple, and disciple don't understand. He is tested to know where he stands in devotional service. Like that. Like Arjuna asked his Guru, the Supreme Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Similar way, Rahugana asked questions to Jada Bharat about self-realization. Just as Lord Krishna, very first statement he made is chastising words. Asocyanarvasocastam pragyavadam sadhasase gatasuna gatasun sinana socandi pandita. He said that these first words came out from the Guru, chastising words. Nowadays, if you chastise a disciple, he becomes upset. He or she becomes very upset and remains upset. It's amazing. King, the greatest warrior on the planet, Arjuna, was chastised by his Guru. Similarly, the king of the planet, who took birth as a Brahmin, is chastising a king of certain country called Swāmī, Sindhu Desha, is now Afghanistan. Chastising him. Just imagine. That's you claim to be a very learned person, but lament for those who are not supposed to be lamented. The lamenting for the bodies, that is not wise, Lord Krishna told. Similarly, Jada Bharat told King Rahugana, Akovida Vadvadanan. You see? Akovida, unlearned, foolish, you're foolish, you're stupid, ignorant. Kovida Vadvadanan. Talking like a learned person. Do you have any shame? That's what it means. Madasyato nati vidam varishta. Those who are greatly learned never speak like this. See? Are we humble? When Guru chastises you, become so upset. Because we are covered by ignorance, we become upset. And when we are covered by ignorance, even though chanting japa and reading books become or argue with Guru, the spiritual master, who is actually learned. The pure devotee, a guru can only be pure devotee. And only pure devotee can function as guru. Who's less than that is no good, should be rejected. Arguing with guru and arguing on the statements, answers of the guru is not the work of learned person. Bharat Maharaj told, Tarko apratishta srutayo vibhinna. Mahabharata. Those who are real, those who know the real truth, those who are aware of real truth, they do not talk worldly talks. They do not talk about worldly behaviors. That I am the boss and you are the servant. I am the king and you are my subject. Happiness and distress and dualities of this world, they do not talk. They only behave sastrically. Their vision, their understanding is scriptural. They see through the eyes of the scriptures. They never become egotistic. I'm the king and you are my subject. And you're supposed to follow my orders. Such kind of thing is not spoken by those who are learned. You know, the ritualistic statements made in the Vedas of performing fire sacrifice and all that, worldly behaviors, they are only meant for householders. Those who are in grahastha life, they perform fire sacrifices. And Vedas do not give vivid explanation about the spiritual world. They only talk about how to remove your sin and reach heaven to enjoy there. Therefore, Vedic statements are also not correct enough. Said. Kathopanishad has said, Brahmavida aproti param. Those who know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth, they reach the spiritual world and they are called the real knowers of the Lord. And such persons are called eligible people to enter in the kingdom. And no one else. That's what it means. In the Vedas, because they govern three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are governed. Therefore, they say that animal sacrificed in fire sacrifice is not a sin, which is true. It's not a sin. It only removes sin, not acquires it. It removes the sin, not acquire the sin. Not contaminate one with sin, but it removes whatever contamination the performer has. That is statement. What it says, Ya Veda Vihita Hinsa Na Sa Hinseti Kirtitaha. It said, anything, any violence recommended and any violence done as per Vedic scriptures, that is not called violence. It removes the violent, means sense sitting inside. So, animal sacrifice is authorized. But for who? Householders. Sannyasi cannot do. A brahmachari is not supposed to do. What kind of animals should be used for sacrifice in the fire sacrifice is also stated in the Vedas. When people do not know, they take so many big animals like, what do you call? Buffalo, male buffalo. Male buffalo. Milking buffalo is not used. Male buffalo, male bull, free bull, not used for tilling. Not a rope and in the nose. When rope is in the nose, that bull is not to be sacrificed. No holes in the bar should be there. They do not know. Look what it says. Agni somiyam pasupalana labhet. Any animal which is not violent, not ferocious, not interested in harming others, nor naughty, and don't kick, have no habit of kicking. That animal is used. Means they are goats or sheep. They are the only ones used. Any animal which is not naughty, cannot kick, not habit of kicking, and is not violent, not ferocious, not harming others. That animal is to be used. That is scriptural evidence. And that is only meant for householders. Remember that. Because householders commit so many sins, morning till evening, evening till morning. They carry on committing sins. They need fire sacrifice. And fire sacrifice, certain fire sacrifice, which will remove all their sins, is animal sacrifice required. What kind of animal is sacrificed in fire sacrifice is also stated. And don't bring sin. It removes the sin. But don't take you back to Godhead. Don't give you eternal pleasure. Gives you short amount of pleasure. If you do many of them, then you go to heaven and enjoy there. Become Rockefeller or somebody. Like that. You know, such kind of statements are found. Bharat Maharaj is telling Rahugana, such kind of statements are found in the Vedas. But they do not talk about devotional service because that takes back to Godhead. So such things are not meant there. We cannot use oil and water together. So when you talk about this animal sacrifice and all goodness, fashion, ignorance, governed by three modes activities, there you cannot have pure activities, not mixed together, not is not there. Therefore, Vedic knowledge and Vedic behavior are equal to seeing a dream. They are not true. That's what it means. If they are not real, that means they are not true. They are equal to dreams. They reward heaven and they are used by householders. And Rahugana is householder. But he is Viveki. He has power of discerning. He can discern, discernment. He can detect real from unreal. He wise, knows scriptures. Therefore, he is being told very carefully by Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj is now Brahmin, pure devotee. Previously he was king and he knows how he ruled too. One who becomes pure devotee cannot see everything. Past, present and future, everything can be seen by a pure devotee. You know, going to heaven is insignificant, like seeing a dream. When you wake up, you don't even consider that you saw a dream, something like that. The Vedas and Upanishads, they do not describe the perfect truth vividly. Even Upanishads don't say. Most of the Upanishads are describing, but there is some smell, like a camphor box. You remove all the camphor from the box and you wash it, and after some time you smell cleaned, washed box of camphor, you still have smell in it. Similarly, Vedas do not explain openly about devotional life. They only talk about religious, ritualistic life. Upanishads are supplementary books to the Vedas, and they also do not speak perfectly. Means there is a smell of three modes of material nature. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavan Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna talks. Vedas are governed by three modes of material nature. If you want to understand me, God says, then you have to go above three modes. And Upanishads don't have three modes of material nature, but have the smell like a box which of camphor washed. Even though no camphor is inside and smell. So even though there are three modes of material nature is not governing the Upanishads, still it has smell. But we use them in the service of Krishna like that. I also use Vedas. As long as mind is materialistic, it cheats the living entity and mind stays inside. You cannot keep outside of the self. Not possible. It stays inside. That's why we must learn how to control the mind. And only remedy is devotional service and can only be taught by a pure devotee, spiritual master. One must make their mind spiritual, convert it from materialistic to spiritualistic. And by performing continuously devotional service, even though mind is not cooperating with you, still you should chant your japa. Even though your mind is doing so many kinds of thoughts, creating fantasies, still you should carry on chanting japa and follow the orders of the spiritual master. Once you took a vow in front of fire sacrifice, in front of Guru asked you, the vows he has taken, must be kept till your death. Then your materialistic mind will become spiritualized. When mind is spiritualized, it rewards liberation for sure. If your mind is, the mind is like a wild horse. If the rein of that wild horse is given to the spiritual master, then that wild horse becomes tamed properly. When, for example, if a ghee lamp is burning, butter oil is burning in the lamp, it has a wick and is burning, bringing a flame, and flame has a smoke. So as long as ghee or oil is in the lamp, it will carry on burning. When oil ends, the wick gets burnt and the flame becomes extinguished and merges into unseen element fire, its origin. The fire is the origin and it is not seen. We don't see it here. But the flame is seen. When it becomes extinguished, the smoke is not there, the flame is not there, the wick is not there. And what? It merges into unseen origin fire. Similarly, when mind becomes diverted to spiritual life, that supply of oil, it ends from the mind of flame-like desires, fantasies, and thus extinguishes everything, merges into oblivion. Then devotee becomes pure, has pure mind. We must stop supply of material objects and follow whatever dictation mind does. Stop. Then supply of ghee to the lamp, like our behavior thoughts, is all gone. We go obtain liberation and enjoy in the spiritual world with the Supreme Lord eternally. What could be better than this? Jadbharat says, Jadbharat further explains, you know, Rahugana, 5 working senses, hands, legs, genital, rectum, and mouth. These 5 working senses and 5 knowledge acquiring senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch, skin. And the false ego, these 11 of them, using these 11, mind works, mind functions. It uses 5 sense of objects to so-called enjoy. That is the sound, sweet sound, the taste, nice taste, the nice sights, beautiful looking, seeing, and nice touch, a beautiful object, maybe opposite gender, we don't know. The nice smell, perfumes, they uses to enjoy. So, who? The mind. But you know, these 11 of them, they take shelter in the body. As long as soul is inside, he uses these things to enjoy, so-called enjoy. But soul has no connection, direct connection to this enjoyment. There is no direct connection for the soul. As long as living entity desires to enjoy material items, the cycle of birth and death remains till that long. Therefore, one should seek shelter of a pure devotee. When pure devotee's shelter is taken and his commands are followed properly and not retaliated in any manner, not becoming upset with the strict dealings of the spiritual master, then the tie to the cycle of birth and death is cut severely, finished. Liberation is certain then. One must carry on performing devotional service. One should not avoid one day, like Sunday is vacant day from the job. No vacancies. Those whose mind is attached to material sense gratification, their mind always remains flickering. It's like a wild horse. Therefore, the rein of that mind, like wild horse, is given to the spiritual master. Spiritual master's orders should be and must be taken as a life and soul by a disciple. Then, otherwise you are wasting time in the name of spiritual life. Should be taken as a life and soul. Guru's orders are life and soul of the disciple. Has no soul, no independency anymore, because you are Guru's property. Disciple is the property of Guru. So how come you are thinking independently? And you claiming to be disciple? There is something wrong with you. You read the books. You did not read the books because nothing is digested from the books. When food is eaten and not digested and purged in the toilet, no energy comes. That's why many people eat and they have no energy, because it's not digested like that. One should not be proud thinking, I read enough, I heard enough, I know everything, but why are not acting right? Why it is so? This question. So, we should be very careful and humble. Guru's orders must be taken properly. Guru Agyam Avichariniyam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So why? What is the trouble with you not advancing in spiritual path, remaining stagnant? humble devotee will surely advance every day and every step, and come in front of Guru as advanced devotee. An advanced devotee, Namranti Falino Bruksha, remains very humble as much as a fruit-filled tree comes down to the ground. Fruit-filled tree, very heavy, so comes down, all the branches bow down. Similarly, learned devotee, advanced devotee, very humble in front of Guru. Uncontrolled mind always thinks many ways, creates fantasies. And with fantasies, you are mesmerized mentally. Then actions take. Dhyayato visayan punsaha sangasteshu vijayate. Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, contaminated mind is controlled by Maya, stays under the governance of Maya. Therefore, staying under Guru means you come out of Maya. Guru pulls you out. You have no energy to pull out from Maya. Maya is very powerful. You have no energy capacity to come out of Maya yourself. Guru pulls it, but you have to cooperate with Guru. How long Guru can pull you? You can only be pulled, and then you want to go back, and again he has to pull. That is his job. With you only, he also has his sadhana, spiritual life to do. He has many other disciples, many other people to preach. He cannot be with you all the time. So you have to work also. Their 6 senses must be controlled. That is 5 knowledge acquiring senses and the mind. When you control them, 6 knowledge acquiring senses, eyes, nose, ears, touch, tongue, you control. Then other 5 working senses, easier to control. Mind is very important. The reign of mind is to be given to the Guru. And thus you become purified and you see Lord Kṛṣṇa face to face in due course of time of practicing Krishna consciousness. Rahugana says the worst enemy, the greatest enemy is uncontrolled mind. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa says, Mana evhi manushyanam karanam bandhamokhayo. Uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy of a person. And when mind is controlled, then is the greatest friend, the best friend of the person. Because it leads you to devotional service back to Godhead. If you desire to obtain liberation, must learn how to control mind. And to control mind, you have to not stop practicing devotional service in every situation and every circumstance. Must chant your rounds, perform devotional service. If you're a householder, give charity. There is no better weapon than devotional service to control the mind. This is the biggest remedy. Vishnu Purana says, Bhakti astrena tyajayitva Visayan swamanoyati Bhasta avidyo avadhatteya Kṛṣṇa mukta sa uchyate. Devotional service performed sincerely, wholeheartedly, genuinely, will surely bring mind under your control. What better weapon do you require? You cannot see mind, you cannot use a hatchet to cut the mind. My grand Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur said, my Guru told this. He said, mind should be beaten with a broomstick in the morning and with shoes at night before you go to sleep. mind, not head. You don't start beating head. You have to beat the mind. The biggest, the best, the topmost remedy or weapon to control the mind is continuous and sincere devotional service. Many people you see nowadays doing devotional service, their heart is somewhere else, their mind is not there, they don't believe in the process. I remember my Nand Kumar told me this maybe 15 years ago, Swāmīji, they mistreated you because they don't believe in devotional service. I said, no, Swāmīji, I am one of them. I think the way they think. Swāmīji, you are a gentleman, you don't know what they're thinking. I am one of them. He was a white man, American, so he knew possibly. He said that, I'm a dog, Swāmīji, and I know they are dogs. I know. He said that. And all my devotees know that because so many years ago he said that. So, it should be done sincerely. We must trust in the process. Trust will come automatically. We must carry on practicing whatever way we have. Every day we do. If mind is controlled, not controlled, mind is running everywhere, you are clean, unclean, no problem. Nam namakari bahudha nija sarva shakti. God has invested all his transcendental potency in his holy name. There are no rules and regulations, there is no time. Anytime you can chant, any way you can, any paristhiti, any circumstance, any situation, anywhere you can chant. Chant. It will surely control your mind. Continuous practice. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Very important. And due course you will become purified and Kṛṣṇa will come in front of you. You will see him and go back to Godhead. It's guaranteed. Thank you very much.